I think that through what I've said, we've taken appropriate action, and it's something that we're going to attend to, not just in athletics, but we need to pay more attention to making sure that our employees who supervise other employees understand the policies and procedures and practices that are acceptable in human resources.
Are you concerned? The investigation seems to have concluded that there is not a gender inequity problem at FGCU. Are you concerned at all about the perception the public may have just as a result of this taking so long to resolve?
Am I concerned?
Are you concerned about the public perception that this took so long and the story has been out there for so long?
Yeah.
Are you concerned at all about the public perception that even though the finding says there is not gender inequity, people are naturally going to think and have been thinking there must be something?
Well, Title IX was only one piece of this, and I think that, and as we will make the entire investigation and the findings available, I think that the public and the media will see how complicated this really was.
What are the consequences for the reprimand of the two athletics department officials?
A letter of reprimand will be placed in their files. They will have an opportunity to respond
Can
to.
that affect them anyways? End up getting raises or promotions?
Oh, I think that will all be part of the evaluation. You know, the annual evaluations considers the entire performance of the employee during that evaluation period.
Have you spoken with Carl about all this?
Yes, I have.
And can you kind of share some of the nitty-gritties of that conversation?
We had no nitty-gritties.
What did the conversation consist of?
The conversation consisted of me informing Carl of the reprimand and the reason for it, and making sure he understood what I was saying to him and what I had written.
What was his reaction?
He was disappointed and thoughtful, and it was not a long conversation, and it wasn't a pleasant one in terms of, certainly for me, it is never a pleasant experience to have to discipline employees who have shown a strong commitment to the institution and have been very effective otherwise in their positions.
When you say inappropriate relationship with a student, can you get more specific?
I think that will be more clear in reading the report. Again, we will make that totally available to you.
Have the volleyball players been informed that Coach Scott is not coming back next year?
We are trying, well, I don't know if that's a real conclusion, but we were just talking earlier, we'll be trying to get the volleyball team together for the appropriate people to have a conversation about all of this.
Go ahead.
Regardless of what the report may have found, there seem to be feelings of inequality in the athletics department. This isn't going to change some of those feelings. What's the university doing to address, maybe on an individual coach-by-coach basis or gender basis, some of those concerns?
I'm considering some options from the office of, could you give me the official office name, Cheryl?
The Office of Institutional Equity and Compliance.
Right, we have, I'm working with that office to determine what we can do in terms of providing training and approaches that will enhance or address those perceptions.
This is it's a time of change for the athletic program here. What do you plan on doing going forward to kind of heal any bad reputation this may cause or to prevent this kind of thing in the future?
Well, I think we will always try to make the right decisions. I think for our administration, it's important that we provide the resources to create an atmosphere in the athletic division and in all of our units, an atmosphere where employees and students athletes are treated appropriately and understand the expectations that we have for behavior. And we will take steps to do that. We are already having some discussion again with Cheryl Seals-Gonzalez's office on how we approach that in a very systematic and deliberate way.
President Bryshaw, do you feel like this can really be a new beginning for the athletic department, a turning point to go forward in a positive manner and put this behind?
I think that the findings on Title IX, which reinforce findings that we'd had before, I think that's very positive for the athletic department. The athletic department I think what we're talking about are maybe some errors in judgment of a couple of people. We should take care that we don't indict the entire athletic department. It is a department like other units that strives to be better all the time. So we will work with them as we work with other units to be better in all ways.
Dr. Bradshaw, just to clarify it, the reason that Coach Flood was suspended eventually is not the reason for her termination. It was something that came out during the investigation of the prior.
That's true.
Okay.
The May 2007 investigation, President Marilyn Humaker, 3 of the 4 coaches who sort of prompted that investigation are no longer with the university. And at least 2 of them have been claiming retaliation against them. How do you explain to the public that we are not taking retaliatory action against these 4 people, and 3 of them, less than a year later, are no longer with the university?
I think the explanation will be found in the investigation report.
Are you concerned at all about a certain level of skepticism about the investigation report that somebody who's hired by the university ruled ultimately, it seems, in favor of the university? Are you concerned at all about some sort of skepticism about that?
There probably will be skepticism. I'm not concerned about it. I would just point out that the reason that we went with outside counsel, outside independent counsel, was to make sure we had a thorough and fair and objective investigation, and I am confident that that's what we have.